Champlin Ice Forum, a big crowd here tonight as the Champlin Park Rebels play for Max, their former Champlin Park hockey player in the youth system, and that's Max Akerson, who passed away last week after a battle with liver cancer. And here tonight there is an orange out, and there is a remembrance. There will be a moment of silence. There's a silent auction and a massive fundraising effort going on here tonight. This game tonight will be played with heavy hearts as the Champlin Park Rebels, remembering their fallen player, against the Andover Huskies, along with head coach Pete Hayes. I'm Jim Erickson, and this is a big crowd here tonight. They have come out, this community has come out here tonight to help support Max Akerson's family, his memory, and it's just so tragic when somebody so young and so vibrant, a hockey player, a goalie, would have been on the high school team, JV or varsity this year, and Pete, it's just so tragic when life is taken so young.
Yeah, that's for sure, Jim, and it really is neat to see all the people from Champlin Park and the support that they're giving to Max's family, his teammates, his friends, aunts, uncles, everything. So it's really cool to see Champlin doing this for him. And we do all have heavy hearts.
Yes, mentioned silent auction here tonight, mentioned special fundraising. They had a very generous local business that basically paid and bought all the tickets tonight. All the admission tickets paid by an unnamed, generous, very generous, obvious business. So admission tonight is free, and people were encouraged to use that money to buy raffle tickets, to do the silent auction, or just to donate here tonight in the memory of Max Akerson. I understand that that money is going to be used, maybe donated to help the fight and awareness of childhood cancer, and also possibly a scholarship fund in the name of Max Akerson. We're going to get the starting lineups. We're going to get the anthem. All that's going to be special here tonight. And then a special starting goalie announcement here tonight for the home-standing Champlin Park Rebels. Really, the records kind of at this point, once we get into the game, we'll talk more about that. But right now, this pre-game festivities here tonight is for the memory of Max Akerson. So let's see if we can pick up the PA announcer here and get the starting lineups here from the Champlin Ice Forum.
Ladies and gentlemen, get on your feet. It's time to meet your starting lineup for the Champlin Park Rebels. Starting on defense is senior co-captain number 23, Jax. His defensive partner is senior number 3, Max. Tonight is sophomore number 35, Max Akerson. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, prior to the performance of the national anthem and the word from Max's father, Rob, we would like to honor the life and memory of Max Akerson. Max was a great classmate, athlete, son, and friend. His life touched many in and around the Champlin Park with a moment of silence. Thank you. And now at this time, a few words from Max's father, Rob Akerson.
Our family would just love to like to thank you so much for all the overwhelming support you've shown us over the last 3 years. This is just unbelievable. Those of you that know Max, who never wanted to be the center of attention, he wanted to be out there on Max's board. So with that, let's drop the puck and play for Max.
Remove your caps and facing the flag. As performing the national anthem tonight is Max's friend and Champlin Park teammate, Trevor Emery. In honor of Max, Champlin Park will start the game within 15 minutes.
Very, very touching pregame ceremony. Playing for Max here tonight. His father addressed the crowd. That was one of his former teammates, classmate, and friend who played the national anthem on the guitar, Jimi Hendrix style. And then here to start the game, we're going to drop the puck with Max Akerson's jersey. And it kind of hit me there, Pete, because, in his high school career, he'll never hear his name announced, which really hit me there during the pregame show. And they've got his jersey hanging in the net, and they're going to drop the puck and let it run off for 8 seconds with his jersey in the net as though he was playing in this game. And I know that Tom Potter, head coach, and the staff at Champlin Park, very appreciative of Mark Manny and the Andover team. They had orange shirts on, their pregame warm-up shirts, and they're, all in on the 8-second rundown here. That will actually be game time and clock time here in this game, and then we'll drop the puck and we'll play it here for real.
What a great idea, Jim. It's just awesome that they can do this, and I can just imagine what's going through those Champlin Park hockey players. It's tough, even for announcers, to get going here, but game's going to get started here.
And plus, you have to also, for Champlin Park, they're 3-0, trying to go to 4-0 against the defending conference champs. And, of course, perennial their state tournament team for 4 years. They're trying to go to 4-0. This is an important game for them. They have to manage these emotions here tonight, don't they? And even for the Andover players, they probably played against Max a lot here coming up here, being so close. And it's a situation where you got to manage those emotions, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you don't know how the kids are going to come out, but we're going to find out here.
And we're underway. Champlin Park has the puck. They're in the white. They're right to left here in the first period. The Huskies and the Rebels. Nick Carlson's got the puck. He had 3 assists in the win over Duluth East on Tuesday, and a quick shot right side that deflects up and out of play. That was a 5-2 win for Champlin Park. Shots on goal were 31-15. It was a 2-2 game in the second period, and then Champlin Park scored 3 unanswered to beat Duluth East on Tuesday by a 5-2 score. Last game for Andover at Chanhassen, a 3-0 loss.
Yeah, this first line's a good one for Champlin Park. You're going to have to watch them, especially Solomon.
Sauer going up against Carlson. Solomon, 2 power play goals on Tuesday, 4 goals already on the season. Going and entering the 4th game of the season here. Opening minute here from the Champlin Ice Forum. The Rebels have not beaten Andover since January 24th, 2015, and they haven't beaten them here since 2011. Almost had a 2-on-1 in across the zone. Still in the Husky zone, picked up by Andover's Luke Babineau, one of the just 3 returning forwards. Here's Luke Carlson, splits the D, comes in, and a shot right on Cash Cruitt, and he'll make the save. And Cash Cruitt is somebody we're going to have to talk about here tonight, Pete.
Yeah, I had an opportunity to see Cruitt against Rogers, and he kept them in that game. His goals against average is 2.67, and he has an over 9 save percentage.
And that's games against Rogers, Minnetonka, and Chanhassen.
Yeah.
3 very good programs. Chanhassen, of course, the runners-up last year to Edina in the AA state tournament. Minute and a half in. Puck in the Andover zone. Huskies will play it up here to Langfeld. He comes down. Nice little move to the middle. But Sandell comes down to help out for the Rebels. Up to the line. Held in Rogers, and it's going to be blocked, and it'll come back out to center. Casey Rogers, a junior defenseman. They don't have a lot of experience coming back, these Huskies. Lost 8 forwards, 4 defensemen, and their number 1 goalie from last year, Cal Conway. But they set it up here. Rogers off of his skate, tries to get to it in the slot. It's going to bounce around. And the Rebels will have it there. Brockton Sandell, he gets upended at the blue line.
Yeah, Andover can skate. Watching them play, both these teams can skate, so we're going to see an up-and-down game by both teams.
Langfeld tips it in. Andover on the line change here. Waiting for it is Kyle Leopold. His father Jordan is on the coaching staff. Remember him from the NHL. Minnesota Gopher shot, score! Far side point, one that snuck through. 1-0 Andover. Cooper Johansson, 3rd set of defense, gets a goal from the left point. He sneaks it in. 1-0 Huskies. And that's actually 16.
Yeah, shoot the puck. Had some traffic in front. Got it deflected, get people in front, take the eyes away from that goaltender, and that's what Andover did, and they strike first.
2:26 time of the goal. So it'll be Giacomini. 16 with the tip, and 15 Johansson with the shot from the point that gets tipped in.
Yeah, both teams coming back with their number 1 line here.
Good start here for Andover. 2:26 in. Carlson has it here for Champlin Park. Warren, top of the near side circle, gets it partially blocked. Law gets spun around, picked up by Solomon. He's dangerous, saved by the goaltender Cruitt. Rebound in the corner. Perkins up ahead to center. Andover back the other way, trying to track it down. Jax Warren. Warren and Janish, that top defensive pair here for Champlin Park. Brett Solomon, 2 goals and assists, 3 points against Duluth East on Tuesday. Tries to play it across. It gets tipped away. Race for the puck the other way. Babineau, senior, had 10 goals last year, and then it's steered back in by the Rebels. Back up and out for the Huskies. KJ Sauer centering that top line with Babineau and the freshman Rickley. And the Huskies look back up ice. Brody Peterson trying to track it down. Pass didn't connect. We get an icing here. 1-0 Huskies early going. 13:26 here from Champlin.
Yeah, that first line for Champlin Park, they look dangerous with Carlson and Perkins and Solomon. Solomon, 34 goals and 48 points last year. That's a bunch, Jim, in high school hockey.
And he had 6 power play goals last year. He had 2 in the game on Tuesday. Both teams' power plays were pretty good. Duluth East and Champlin Park on Tuesday. Another game that we had here on QCTV. Taking the draw is Carson Anderson. He had a goal and assist against Duluth East on Tuesday. 3 goals last year. Peterson for Andover. Good breakout here. As you mentioned, the Huskies can really scoot, and you can see that when they go vertical down the ice. Trying to spin around is Keaton Coe. The other of the 3 returning forwards, Sauer, Babineau, and Coe. Cleared by the Rebels. This will be icing. So we'll come back and rejoin Tanner Wiley, who is in the nets here tonight. They had the special with Max Akerson as the ceremonial starting goaltender, but Tanner Wiley, and right now it looks like Coach Potter's kind of going with a rotation with Wiley and Dreifke, who got the win on Tuesday.
Well, and they're trying to match up lines right now. As soon as Champlin brings out that one, Andover sneaks theirs out there, even though Champlin has that last change.
Head coach Mark Manning, his 16th year, 257 career wins. And the face-off win here by the Huskies. They work it down to the right side. The defenseman Owen Lutgen jumps in. Back up to Rogers. Wrist shot through. Bouncing puck in on Wiley off his pad. Cross ice over to Sauer. Back up high Rogers. And that's off bodies and wide. Babineau tries to get to it. Looks like we're going to see a steady diet of the top 2 lines here for both of these clubs tonight whenever possible, as Sauer rips one into the glove of Tanner Wiley, who had 35 saves in the win against St. Louis Park. 5-3 was that final earlier in the season.
You know, another thing you're going to notice, Jim, is these defensemen, they activate. You know, here's another look at that shot on goal, but they like to activate. You're not going to see a lot of dump and chase out of these 2 teams.
No.
Those defenders are going to hop up into play, and those forwards don't like to dump and chase. They like to make plays.
Jock O'Meany winning the draw. Jack Murphy ends up with it. It's in a pile of bodies there in the slot. Bounces back behind the net here in the Champlin Park zone. Nearing the 5-minute mark of the first period, 1-0. Goal by Jock O'Meany. Getting his first of the season, first career goal for Jordan Giacomini. The senior centering that 3rd line. One of those upperclassmen, but seniors coming in here with not a lot of experience, but chipping in here tonight. That's got to feel good for number 16.
Yeah, it's always good when you can get some contribution out of your 3rd line.
Luke Carlson, that's Nick Carlson's younger brother. He's the wing, actually centering that 3rd line because Max Peterson is out sick here tonight. So that jumbled up the lines a little bit. That means Rademacher and Wexeth skating with Luke Carlson here tonight on that 3rd line. Rebels get it back out to neutral. There's Janisch. Couple of goals last year. In the corner, big check, comes back up to center. Huskies try to pick it out of there. Murphy, Warren is there for the Rebels, and it comes back to Law. Law in his 2nd year as a regular defenseman. He and Nadeau are the 2 experienced defensemen here for the Huskies, playing in that top pairing. Warren tries to flip it up through center. That's going to go past everybody. And Mason Sanders, senior at the 3rd pair of D, goes back to get it here for the Huskies. Peterson and Long. Huskies have just 4 seniors in the lineup here tonight. And a quick shot right side ends up going up and out of play off the stick of Carson Anderson, who had a goal against Duluth East in that 5-2 win.
Yeah, taking a look at Cash Pruitt. He's 6'3", 175 pounds, goaltender for Andover, and he's quick. You know, you always like having a tall goaltender that can move.
Cash Pruitt was invited and participated in USA Hockey's U16 development camp, played in the Elite League. He's got people watching him. If he's in that development camp, right, U.S. Hockey development camp, he's got guys watching him, and we'll see where his career goes. It seems right now very promising, very exciting here for the junior netminder. Huskies back in their own zone. Caden Trimucka is the backup tonight for Coach Manny and the Huskies. They come out of the zone, losing the handle on the puck up across the blue line, where the Huskies picked off then by the Rebels. Dumped in deep. Back to get it, Johansson again. Swings it around at Sanders. Didn't make it up to Langfeld. Sanders starts again for Johansson. They try the far side, and the Huskies will tip it in deep. Race for the puck with Camden Langfeld. Good sophomore prospect for Brody Peterson. Back behind the net, and it's in on the goaltender, and he'll cover up. We'll get a whistle to face off, this time in the Champlin Park zone. Shots are 3-2 Rebels, but it's 1-0 Huskies.
Well, that Langfeld, they like him. And another young kid is Rickley. He went to the net right there. Rickley's not a small guy. He's 6 foot, 165 pounds.
That's big for a freshman.
It sure is. I think I was about 100 pounds. And
I wasn't, I can guarantee you that. KJ Sauer. Let's just say when I was that age, I was still anchoring the tug-of-war team. Sauer, red line, blue line. Here is the freshman. Rickley to the middle. Sauer, backhand right in on the goaltender. The save made by Wiley. And the net got knocked loose. Quick whistle. Face off here in the Champlin Park zone with 9:49 remaining.
Yeah, here's another look at it. And went back to Sauer's stick, and that's not the guy you want to give a second chance to. But net was pushed off the moorings and will go outside the blue line.
Yeah, pulled off and pushed off the moorings by Andover. That'll bring the face-off outside of the zone. Sauer against Nick Carlson. 13 goals last year, the fourth scorer. You know, this Champlin Park team, 4 of their top 6 scores back. That's why they're very excited. There's a lot of enthusiasm here for their team this year. They did graduate Aberwald and Bernovic last year, their top 2 scorers, as Law comes back to the red line, chips it into the far side corner, and that'll allow the Huskies on the change, and the Rebels go back to retrieve in their zone. Jax Warren, long pass, misses everybody, and icing here, and we'll rejoin Tanner Wiley. 1-0 on the season, goals against 938, 2.00 goals against. Had 2 decisions last year. We mentioned on Tuesday that Evan Whipple was their number 1 goalie, and he ended up having 24 decisions out of their games, 14-9-1.
Here's that Carlson line back out for Champlin Park. They're seeing a lot of ice time like you talked about earlier, Jim.
Carlson up against Giacomini. That's Luke Carlson, the younger of the Carlson brothers, up to the point. Letkin with a shot into the corner. Karam back up here to the near side, then rung back around here by Andover on the reversal. Rebels look for it there. Jackson Rademacher skating on that third line. They've had 2 injuries now, or the sickness to Max Peterson. Then they did have a very unfortunate injury to Reese George last night. Upper body injury is going to be out 6 weeks. Huskies get it on the right side. Quick shot that knocked down by traffic. It was Murphy. Murphy has it back behind the Rebel net. Murphy, reversal, back to the far side. Lutkin trailing all the way back up to the point, able to hold it in. Gives it to Leopold. Bouncing puck here for the Rebels. Comes back out to center. To the center circle, the Huskies with Lutkin. There are a lot of players on this Huskies team. You look at their line chart, mentioned their inexperience. There are a lot of guys with zeros across for their career varsity points. There you got a lot of guys learning how to play varsity hockey this year, Pete.
Yeah, and Champlin Park snuck that first line off. I was saying they were out on the ice, and that third line's been out there a long time, and they're struggling right now against that Langfeld line.
Carson Anderson almost tripped up by Peterson, but he actually did a little jump, little hop skip over the stick, and then they get a shot in on Cruitt, and he'll cover it up here. Shots are 4-2 Rebels.
Here's another shot just inside the blue line, easily handled by Cruitt.
Face off in the right wing circle. Pulled back to Sandell. Long here, the near point. Looks down to the puck here to recontrol. Flutters it towards the net off a couple of gloves. Still into the zone here. Sanders. Now Peterson has it for the Andover Huskies. Huskies 9-0-1 in their last 10 meetings here against Champlin Park. I mentioned the last time Champlin Park beat the Huskies was 3-1 at Andover back in January of 2015.
That's crazy, because Champlin's had some pretty good teams, but so has Andover year after year.
Anderson back in his zone, red line, up to the blue line. Have to bring it back out. Pazendak backhands it in. Huskies a chance to break it back out. Long gets a stick on it, reaches out, but Champlin Park will have to touch up. And Peterson will float it over to Sanders. Sanders met there by Holine. Holine had a goal against Duluth East, as did Cole Perkins. He started the season out strong. Top-line winger for Champlin Park. A goal in each of the first 3 games. Tipped away from Pazendak. Picked off, dumped in Johansson. And a defensive change here for the Andover Huskies. Forward line continues to forecheck. Pazendak comes down the near wing wall. Takes it to the middle through a screen off the stick of Cruitt. And he directs it up and out of play with 6:48 left in the first.
And you talk about Holine. He's just a freshman for Champlin Park. And Rickley's a freshman for Andover. You know how hard it is to play as a freshman in this league? It's tough, and both of those kids are on the top 2 lines for their respective schools.
That takes a lot of skill, but also takes a lot of maturity, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You need to know what you're doing out there. You can't just go out and skate. There's a lot of kids who can skate, but you better have the brain for it if you're playing that young.
And if you lack that maturity, you gain it quickly, don't you?
You sure do.
You get mature in a hurry when you're working with all those upperclassmen.
Just like Mac Yanish right there. He felt it.
Oh, big check. Sauer takes a Champlin Park player out, a busted stick in amongst the pile of bodies. And that was Yanish getting up. He's okay. It was actually Sauer's stick that busted the one who made the hit. Solomon now on the near side. He shoots it long, got a piece of that. Tips it wide. Rebound to the far side, Perkins. Puck still at that far half wall. Rickley trying to poke it free. It'll be Babineau who will. Does it have enough for icing? And Babineau, look at that speed. He tracks it down up along the end wall. A busted stick is still in amongst the debris there. That's where the puck is, and it's flipped the other way. Rogers just checked a Champlin Park player. Perkins went down, and that's going to be interference. Puck was heading the other way. It looks like Casey Rogers will go to the box here, and we'll get our first power play of the night. It'll be a Champlin Park power play. A power play that was pretty good on Tuesday night, as they were 2 for 2.
Well, I didn't want to be the official on that one. I almost was, but he called it because that was definitely an interference right there. And you talk about Champlin Park's power play, and they're pretty efficient on it, 75%. So 3 out of every 4, they're putting it in the back of the net. So here's a great opportunity for them to tie it up, and it looks like they're going to have to come with their number 2, since their 1 was just on the ice, the number 1 line.
Andover's penalty kill in the first 3 games of the season, 4 for 5. That's good for 80%. Last year's 78.5%. And how do you kill penalties? You got a guy like Peterson. He splits the D, comes in, backhand, and the save by Wiley. Oh, my goodness. Brody Peterson shot out of a cannon after winning that draw, and a great shorthanded chance. Now 2 players pirouette and go down together in front of the benches. Huskies pick it up and throw it right back into the Rebel zone.
Boy, you hit that right on the nose, Jim. He was shot out of a cannon, and what a great save.
Whole line drops it for Warren. Warren's pass for Yanish, and it's up and amongst the rafters, and that's an immediate whistle. That'll bring the face-off in the Andover zone. We'll join Cash Pruitt there. 5:09 left in the first, and the power play, 1:24 left here for the Rebels.
Here's another look at that breakaway, and he turned on the Jets. Brought it all the way in, went to the backhand, and what a great save right there by Wiley.
And he lost his stick as well. Then he got support from defenders coming down to help clear the puck out of danger. Jax Warren did a nice job getting his stick in there, but not doing too much where he'd be called for a penalty, and his team would lose out on the power play chance here. With 1:10 left in the power play, Huskies come up with a loose puck back behind the net, and all the way down it goes. Junior netminder Tanner Wiley handles it back behind his net. Looking left, now here's the drop pass with Solomon. 6 power play goals last season, 2 already this season, both on Tuesday night. Over to the right side, Carlson. Nick pushed back there by big KJ Sauer. Up ahead, Solomon. He loves that one-time shot, and I'm sure Andover knows that, having probably watched a game or 2 on video. And they feed it to Solomon. It deflects up and out of play.
Yeah, Solomon's never been afraid to shoot the puck. I've watched him for a couple of years now, and even as a sophomore, that kid wasn't afraid to shoot the puck. They put him on his off wing, so he gets a better opportunity to score on that off wing.
41 career goals for Brent Solomon. In a 3-point night on Tuesday against Duluth East with those 2 power play goals. Puck battle into the corner. Cooper Johansson for Andover. He's all over Carlson. Nick Carlson carries it up high here. 20 seconds left to go, and it came out of the zone. Fans here on the near side not agreeing, but Evan Long, it just snuck out, so it'll be offside. We'll drop it in the neutral zone.
Yeah, that was close right there. And Champlin Park still has 23 seconds remaining on this power play. Here's another look at it right here.
Oh, close.
That was close. Nice job, crew.
Here's a chance for Champlin Park. Skating in, Cole Perkins. Shot was blocked, comes right back to him. Puck on a string here for Perkins. Senior right winger. Works it over to Nick Carlson, and it's back to Long. Long with a shot. Pad save. Rebound. Scores! Looks like it was Perkins. Cole Perkins. 4 games and 4 goals. And it's 1-1. Champlin Park with 4 seconds left on the power play. They convert.
I was just going to say that they need to get traffic in front of Pruitt. They're not going to score if there's no traffic out in front. He's too good. Took the shot. Couldn't control that rebound, banged in the rebound, and Champlin's on the board.
How about the start of the season for Cole Perkins? He had 2 goals all of last year, and he's already doubled that here in Game 4. Nice addition to that top line with the returners Carlson and Solomon.
And he's saying, thank you very much. I love you, Coach, for putting me up with those 2 guys.
Quick shot on the right side. That's in on the goaltender, Pruitt. He'll scoop it up.
That's what I'm talking about right there. When Pruitt can see it all the way, it's no problem. And there was no traffic in front of that shot from the point from Yanish.
Nick Carlson and Evan Long both getting the assists. Long had 21 assists last year of his 22 points. He was 5th on the team in overall scoring last year for Champlin Park.
I like the way that Long plays. I like the way that he skates, and he really sees the ice well.
You know, Tom Potter's Rebel team, they have 5 of their 6 defensemen coming back had significant varsity experience from last year. So that certainly helps when your blue line has that kind of experience. That is a luxury that the Huskies just don't have after losing 4 defensemen last year.
You know, the Long kid, he reminds me of Larry Ohm. He's not quite the player of Larry Ohm from War Road, but he's not bad, and he skates a lot like him. Carlson, that really ages me.
Carlson trying to make something happen there for the Rebels. Swung around, Huskies, they've got it. It's Murphy the other way, waiting at the blue line. The pass a little bit out of the reach, but he had to do that anyway with Chase Foy. Out of his reach, though, Rebels try to recover. Nick Carlson in the corner along the end wall. Rebels will come back to Solomon. And he'll go stick to stick in the breakout right on the stick of Yanish. Yanish through center. Centering, looking for Solomon. They got him covered. Sauer just knocked him down. Warren, shot deflected, fluttering up into the air. Warren's got it back. Off of a leg, tipped there by Foy. Back behind the net and below the goal line there for the Huskies, and a fluttering shot taken at the net by Max Yanish. And an easy glove save by Cash Pruitt. But you can see the Rebels, they do. Look, it's 10 shots on goal. They want to make things hard on Pruitt and get pucks to the net as much as they can, and they're doing it so far. Yeah,
and absolutely. Those, like I said, those 2 defensemen, Yanish and Jax Warren, they both activated. They were both down low behind the dots. Or below the dots, I mean.
1-1 game, nearing 2:20 left to go. That one sneaks out of the zone. Long will send it back through for Anderson, and he had made his way on the wrong side of the red line, and that pass to the blue line didn't connect to Carson Anderson. That'll bring it all the way back, and we'll join Tanner Wiley in his zone here for the Rebels.
You know, I think it's really important that Champlin got that first goal. They can breathe a little bit easier, you know.
Yes.
They're feeling a whole lot tonight. They're down 1-0 early. Now they got this thing back tied up again with 2:15 remaining.
Yeah, you talk about the nerves and the emotions and everything, and that first goal will certainly help that. Good look down low, as that was Rickley. He goes down. Penalty coming up here on the Rebels. It was a really nice save by Wiley on Rickley because he was in tight and almost tucked it in. And the penalty is going to be here on Champlin Park, and we'll see the Andover power play for the first time tonight.
Yeah, here's another look. Good look for Rickley right here. Oh, man, I thought that was going in the back of the net, but Wiley slid over and made the save with his glove.
And the tripping on Carson Anderson. So a 2-minute minor on Anderson. He goes to the box. Champlin Park, that's been one issue for them here, as they've been shorthanded. This is their 4th game of the season. This is the 13th time they've been shorthanded. So they've taken some penalties and given up some power play chances. Their penalty kill is 75% coming in. Huskies on the power play at just 10%. They're just 1 of 10 on the power play.
Well, once again, you got to remember who they've been playing this year. They've been playing some good goaltenders and some good defense, so they'd like to get it going here tonight if they could.
Rogers, Tonka, and Chan. Left wing wall, Langfeld. Swings it around, but nobody here at the near side point. And Nadeau will have to go all the way back and reset. Nadeau last year, 14 points, 13 assists. He comes back, the junior, to Sauer, and they're in offside. That'll bring it out. So the Huskies, little out of sort, little out of sync here on the power play. They cleared it on themselves once, and now here whistle down for an offside. Comes from a great athletic family up high in the air. Langfeld swats it with the glove, trying to play handball, team handball. One of my favorite Olympic sports, by the way, Pete, and that's going to be called as a hand pass there right in on the goalie.
That's a great sport. Used to teach it in Phi Ed. Love that sport, but here's another look at it, and he just batted it straight at the goalie, blew the whistle right away, got a little feisty in there.
Yeah. It's a heated game here tonight. Mentioned a lot of emotions and a big game. It's a conference opener for both teams, and Andover certainly coming in playing a little desperate because they're 0-3. They certainly don't want to go 0-4.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's that number one power play out there.
Nick Carlson for the Rebels. Camden Langfeld, his line stays out there with Peterson. They're going to just go with it here in the delayed penalty, and there'll be 36 seconds remaining in the first minor, and now another 2 coming up on the board. So for 36 seconds, a 5-on-3 here for Andover.
Yeah, coaches have different philosophies on that. I always like their kids to throw one on the net, rush, go to the net, maybe you can get a rebound.
Yes.
You know, some coaches will say, let's just give it to them and go up by 2, but 6-on-4, 5-on-3, yeah, I guess I like the 5-on-3 better.
And you really do. You see that differing opinions, differing ways of doing things and strategies. So the Huskies here up 5-3, 5-on-3. Nadeau up top. Sauer is playing on the left side point. Top of the circle, Sauer. In low, Langfeld. Sauer again. Wrist shot blocked. KJ will have to go back and get it in the neutral zone. 15 seconds left in the period. 10 seconds left to go in the 5-on-3. Rebels intercept. They send it down. That's going to pretty much do it for the 5-on-3, and it's going to do it for the period here in the first. Long feed down. Sauer will steer it in, and off the rebound. Final seconds. I spoke too soon as Andover came back just as the fourth skater was coming out onto the ice. Carson Anderson to make it 5-on-4. The Huskies do get a shot in on Wiley. He makes the save. Andover will have 1:20 left to go in the power play when we come back here for the second period as Champlin Park playing for Max here tonight. And it's a 1-1 game. From the Champlin Ice Forum, it is high school hockey on QCTV Sports.
So here in Andover, we have what we call our Adopt a Park program. We have over 70 parks and open spaces that we maintain. So any help we can get from the public, we greatly appreciate. So currently we do have a handful of parks available for adoption. The way the program works is you reach out to our Public Works Administrative Assistant, Danielle, and she can set you up on it's a 2-year commitment that you clean the park twice a year. We supply the garbage bags and everything, and then we'll come pick them up after your event. And it's a 2-year commitment. You get a sign at the park recognizing, whether it's your family, some local businesses do it as a way of just giving back to the community. So any help with the Adopt a Park program is always greatly appreciated in helping keep the Andover parks clean. So we ask a minimum of twice a year, a spring and fall cleanup. You're welcome to do it as many times a year as possible. Obviously, the more often you do it, the less trash there is to pick up. So, but twice a year is the commitment that we ask for people when they sign the contract. So, with all the parks, a lot of them are neighborhoods, and a lot of families just kind of adopt them as like their own park. So, they're in their backyard. They help keep them clean, and it's always appreciated from our staff and myself and everyone here at the city. People enjoy it. People take ownership in it. Like I said, they start calling it their park. So people seem to enjoy the program, and we've really had great success with it. And currently we have most of our parks are adopted, but we do have a handful. If anyone's interested, they can reach out to go to our City Andover website, into the Parks Department, and look for our Danielle Lensmeyer. She's the one who manages that program, and she can get you set up.
I am Jen Stump, and we are at Andover at the Lions Park off of Bunker and Hanson. So this event, it's the first annual, so we're going to give it a try, and it's just an ice cream social. So for anybody in the community, come on out and get free ice cream. So the Andover Lions, we are a volunteer nonprofit organization, and so within Andover, we get together monthly and we do service projects throughout the year. We raise money for donations for the community. Anything in Andover we try to do to help. We've been Andover Lions for many, many years, and we're just really trying to give back and to get our name out there and to get the club out there. We've had a lot of people that have come up and said, oh yeah, we know who you are, we've seen you here and there. So now we're trying to put that into reality and just get out here, and this is why we started to do this for the first annual, just to try to get out and have the community come on around. This is our first time doing the ice cream social. We do other things. We serve beer at the Andover Fun Fest.
That's popular.
Oh yes. We used to do it, now we're going to do it again, Harvest Fest at the YMCA in the fall for trick-or-treating and whatnot, and the different activities. But yeah, we bake groceries, we get together, we volunteer at Hope for Youth, so we just try to get out there, and we're open to new ideas. There's multiple ways to support the Andover Club. You can donate always. You can come to events. We have meetings once a month. If you want to come to a meeting, we meet the second Wednesday of every month, and it is at the Andover Community Center at 6 p.m.
Each store in downtown Anoka has their own unique niche to it.
Hi, I'm Gina Schupanitz, and we are at Favorite Things in downtown Anoka on Main Street. The business has been here for probably 10 or 12 years, and I just bought it 2 years ago. When I bought it 2 years ago, it was actually called the White Owl, and just this past spring or past February, I renamed the business to Favorite Things. So the business has been here a long time, and it's got a long standing in the community and just a lot of loyal customers to the store.
And those customers come back for a reason. The store is a treasure trove of delightful finds, from unique furniture to stylish women's apparel, sparkling jewelry to charming gifts. It has something for everyone.
I don't know if I could pick one favorite thing in the store. I really try to find things that people are going to like and that people will think are their favorite things. Right now we have a lot of seasonal items in the store. We've got wind chimes and our rain chains, which are super popular. People love them for their outdoor garden areas and their patios. They make wonderful gift items. during the seasons we change out the decor too. So every season we have new items. So in the fall you'll see a lot of fall decor, and then of course during the holidays this store becomes just a mecca of Christmas items. So I would say if you haven't shopped here, make sure you come back and check it out each season, because you definitely will see something new every time you come in.
Favorite Things is also participating in the Anoka Social District, so customers can enjoy their drinks, socialize with friends, and shop in the store.
The Anoka community is thriving. The Chamber of Commerce here and the Discover Anoka group do a fantastic job with helping to promote the downtown area and the small businesses. And almost every month of the year we have an event here in town which brings in a lot of customers and just brings in a lot of new people to the city, and it just helps the small businesses thrive. Yeah. I want people to come here and say, oh my God, I'm looking for this item and I want to give it to a friend of mine because it's an item that I love. So that's kind of what I try to specialize in.
So next time you're in Anoka, I definitely make a point to stop by and see what catches your eye at Favorite Things.
So my name's Krista Gordhammer. This is the Artery Studio, where you can come take stained glass classes start to finish, or even pick up projects that are cut for you and you can finish here. I also have mosaic classes and a friend who's teaching glass fusing classes.
You might have heard of the Artery Studio before when it was in Ramsey, but owner Krista decided to move locations to Anoka because she grew up in the area.
I used to be an art teacher, and during COVID it just stopped being fun. And I was telling my parents about how unhappy I was with my dream job not working out to be so fantastic. My dad told me I should come to this old office building where he used to have a space, and I should open up my own studio to teach classes there. So that's where the Artery was born. I get to do whatever I want every single day. I can't wait to get here every day and just get working on glass. The next thing we are doing is wrapping all of our pieces with copper foil tape, and most of us have opaque dark glass. So today I have a group making their own sun catchers. They got to design their projects, choose all their glass, cut the glass, grind the glass, and right now they're foiling, and in a few minutes we'll be soldering.
From beginner or experienced, the Artery Studio is a great spot to be.
Yeah, I try to make the process as easy as possible, which is kind of why most weeknights I'll have it cut out ahead of time, because cutting is really the hardest part. You'll end up breaking a lot of glass and getting frustrated and just throw your hands up and say, this is not for me. But I think today I had a little bit of practice glass cutting for people. They really got their feet wet with it and took off with it.
And every artist has a favorite piece they've made.
It's the rainbow quilt block in the corner. Yeah. I love color theory, so I have it all organized in the color wheel around a set of bevels that cast more color into the room.
So make sure you check out the Artery Studio in Anoka and make a memorable piece of art to brighten your day.
And welcome back to the Champlin Ice Forum. If you're just joining us tonight, the Rebels and really all the hockey community, the Andover Huskies, playing for Max Akerson, who is going to be a junior this year, and a 16-year-old who lost his battle with liver cancer last week here for the Champlin Park Rebels. Would have been his first year of high school hockey, and so far, pretty good first period, Pete, as we take a look at those highlights in a 1-1 game.
Yeah, Andover got off to a quick start here, got people in front of the net, had a tip in there for a goal to put them up 1-0. That was within the first 5 minutes. Then Champlin Park came back picked it up on a rebound. That was another one of their opportunities.
And then here, short-handed, shot out of a cannon. Brody Peterson off of a face-off win on the penalty kill. But a big save there by the goaltender Wiley. And then there's the equalizer that tied it at 1. Perkins, his 4th goal of the season in 4 games from Long and Nick Carlson. That tied the game at 1. And the Andover goal was Giacomini, his first career goal at 2:26 of the first period. Giacomini converting on the power play, the senior. Actually, that was even strength. Perkins' goal was on the power play. And we're tied at 1. Take a look at the latest rankings out courtesy of Let's Play Hockey before we drop the puck here for the second period.
Well, here's a look at it. St. Thomas, I was going to say, they have to be up there somewhere. They really handed it to Rogers last week.
I watched a little bit of that.
Dinah's always up there in that 2 spot. Hill Murray. You know, it's your regulars, isn't it, Jim?
Yeah, there's Moorhead. They're on the schedule here for Andover coming up tomorrow. It'll be Moorhead at Andover. And, of course, you always have that Andover-Moorhead connection with Coach Mark Manny. And he's very close with Moorhead head coach Ammerman, the former St. Cloud State Husky.
Well, and Andover gets Shakopee, and they get Rosemont, and they get Wayzata. So not an easy schedule for Andover.
Andover almost has all of those teams on their schedule, other than Hill Murray and Stillwater. But that's an impressive Class AA field there in the top 10. Here we go. Minute 14 left in the power play here for Andover as we start period number 2, tied at 1. Huskies are in their black with that Vegas gold trim and the white. And they go back to reset. Nadeau up to Sauer. Tries to dance around Long. He does, and he's stood up and met. Then it comes back up the line to Nadeau. Back to Sauer. Cross-ice attempt. And Wexeth, who is skating on that third line because of Max Peterson, the injury to Reese George as well. Yeah, that's going to be what they call high stick. They took a swipe at it. Let's see where they bring the faceoff out to.
Yeah, the official was in a tough position right there. And
Pazendak and Sauer with a little shove there. KJ Sauer's a big body, and he's not afraid to use it either.
No, that's for sure.
Sauer's got it up at the point. Langfeld here on the near side, little toe drag, dusts it off, sends it wide off a leg. Langfeld will get it back here. 35 seconds left in the power play here for the Huskies. Wexeth knocks him down. Tristan Wexeth is a senior. And then from behind the play, we're going to get a whistle.
It looks like it was a hand pass.
Yeah, that's what it was. Here in the near corner along the near side, kind of hard to see. And that'll bring the face-off in the other direction. They're going to call this intentional hand pass as they'll bring the face-off all the way back deep in the Andover zone. They still have 29 seconds left to work on their power play.
Yeah, Andover is a young team. We talked about it a little earlier, only 4 seniors that play, but they're loaded with juniors, so they're young, but then again, they're not really young.
Wexeth in to take the draw against Sauer. Sauer pulls it back, and Chase Nadeau will come the other way. The junior defenseman brings it through neutral. Then it got tied up in front of the benches. Sauer ends up with a cross ice. Langfeld, he's onside. Puts on the brakes. Nadeau again. Broken stick out on the ice. Langfeld. Nadeau, one-timer, and it hit traffic out in front. Just went wide. Looked like Cole got a piece of it. And now Babineau going to the net. From behind the net is Langfeld. Warren's out of the box. Champlin Park has killed off the penalty, but the Huskies continue to apply the pressure. 1-1 game here. 15:30 left in the second. Langfeld another shot. Knocked down from behind. Babineau just got hit by Janish into the end wall. That will be boarding or checking from behind. And Champlin Park is going to have to go back out on the penalty kill. Delayed penalty here. Finally touched there by Evan Long. And it's going to be a cross-check officially. But could have been any of those other calls as well, because that was that kind of that dangerous area along the end wall.
Yeah, here's another look at it right there. I guess you have to call something like that, but they just killed off a 2-man power play, and they're going to go back.
I think we missed the call. I think it was further to the left there
okay.
on the screen.
Yeah, because that one didn't look like much.
No. The one that was called was definitely a penalty. And Mac Janish going to the box, and now here's Andover. Champlin Park playing with fire here a little bit with the Huskies in a 1-1 game. But we mentioned that's been an issue for Champlin Park. Came into tonight being shorthanded 12 times here this season, 14 times now on the season. That's going to bounce back here to neutral. It'll be Carlson will pick it up shorthanded. He's 1-on-3. In along the end wall, bumped by Casey Rogers, a junior defenseman. And the Huskies will settle it down. Coming back is Kyle Leopold. Red line, blue line. Mentioned Jordan on the staff last couple of years. Outside the circle. Now it's Peterson. Takes it to the middle. Pad save. Just the last inch of his pad. Wiley able to kick it out of there, but not out of the zone. Now it does sneak out, and they'll whistle that down offside. It'll be delayed offside because Andover got it. All of the amateur linesmen here right along to our left, they called it, knew there was going to be offside. And Andover had to touch up.
Yeah, you talk about the penalties Champlin Park takes. You know, there's good penalties and then there's bad penalties. And Champlin's had a couple of bad penalties today that they really didn't need to take.
Rogers gains the zone. Wexeth comes in with a bump and a nice pick there by Pazendak, and he'll clear it all the way down.
Doing a nice job penalty killing. Been shorthanded for quite a while here now.
That's tough, though, on your club. You're already kind of shorthanded. No Max Peterson, no Reese George. Langfeld, dipsy-doos near side. First the dip, the do didn't work, though. And another penalty coming up. This time we'll see. This one's going to be on Andover, I think. This will be a hooking call, and they're going to escort Langfeld off to the box, and that'll even this up at 4-on-4 for 15 seconds.
Yeah, here's another look at it right there. That's a good call. I think it's a hook.
Yeah,
probably.
I got him hooked around the arm.
Yeah, you know, and when the last three penalties have been on Champlin Park, you better watch yourself if you're Andover.
Yes,
because
yeah.
It's coming your way, anything close.
That is so true. So we're 4-on-4 here for a few seconds. Long shot gloved and speared by Cash Cruitt. And he'll hold on.
Cruitt loves his glove. I'd be talking in that locker room, keep it away from his glove because it is really, really good.
Cash Cruitt played and had 11 decisions last year, one of those against Champlin Park. This is not his first game against Champlin Park. He made 26 saves in a 4-2 win over these Rebels last year at Andover Community Center. Janish is out of the box, so the Rebels back at full strength. They'll skate 5-on-4 here for a minute 38. And a chance to take the lead here in the power play, their second power play of the night. They're 1 for 1. Solomon, he's the guy to watch in the power play. Darts down the near side, back behind the net. Met quickly by Drew Law. Still with it all the way around. Finds Nick Carlson. In low for Perkins. The goal scored tonight for Champlin Park. Sauer trailing there in the corner. He comes up with it, finds a seam, and sends it all the way down. Good job there by Coe. He's able to just kind of get his body out of the way, let that one go all the way down the ice.
Yeah, nice job by Andover getting that puck out of the zone. Solomon's always the guy bringing that puck up the ice.
He glides in. Pad save made. Cruitt kicks it back along the end wall. Puck free here for the Huskies. Trying to hold it in. Solomon trying to backhand it. Kind of a no-look feed out in the middle. Kind of dangerous there. Rebels almost had it. Now it's picked up by Johansson. Johansson cross pipes. Pass on the right side. Shot went flying, as did the stick of the defender, Anderson. Rebound ends up here with Babineau, but the puck sent the other way. 28 seconds left in the power play here for the Rebels. Quickly into the near side corner in a tie game. Coming out of the corner with it, Nick Carlson. Up high to Warren, and that shot somehow found its way. There were quite a few bodies and some traffic out in front of Cash Cruitt, but he'll make the save. Face-off will be to his left.
Well, that puck right there was about 2 inches off the ice, and he catches it with his glove. So that tells you how much he likes using that glove. Get it to that blocker side if you're Champlin Park.
13 seconds left in the power play for the Rebels here as they drop the puck back up to Janish, and that one almost came all the way through. Did that one, and then off the post, and a loose puck on the side of the cage, and they score! A mad scramble around that Andover net. The one shot from the point made it sound like it hit the knob of his stick. but then the Rebels kept with it. That'll be one where we'll have to watch the replay. But regardless, it's a power play goal, and it looks like it's going to be Tristan Wexeth getting that goal-mouth scramble goal to make it 2-1.
Well, that one hit the pipe right there, and then he just kept banging on it. And it was over on that blocker side, not the glove. Otherwise, he would have put that glove on it and just got it over the line. And the Rebels are up 2-1.
Wexeth's first of the season, 2-1 Champlin Park. That's a power play goal. Rebels now 2 for 2 on the power play. Their power play came through for a pair in the game on Tuesday, and they've had here tonight. They've taken a 2-1 lead. Here's Warren right back in and a shot.
Well, that's been the difference in the game so far, Jim, is Champlin Park's power play with 2 goals, and Andover, I believe, is yet to score on theirs.
Yeah, Andover 0 for 2. Champlin Park 2 for 2 tonight, so that's been a big difference. As here comes the top line, Nick Carlson, Brent Solomon, Cole Perkins back over the boards here for Champlin Park. They have a 15-10 shots advantage. Big check there. The Andover player went down. Penalty coming up on the Champlin Park Rebels.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if this is 2. It could be 5. We'll find out here.
Things getting physical here tonight. Cole Perkins will go to the box. Referees are discussing. I'd like to see a replay on that and see. They're going to talk before here, so they're contemplating maybe a 5. See, definite boarding. That check was into the boards. It started well away from the boards.
Yeah,
it wasn't straight from the back. It was kind of to the side a little bit, but
right. It looked like he was off balance a little bit, but still he
looks like a 2-minute roughing. So they did discuss.
Here's another look at it.
It's Perkins in on Law. Law went in shoulder first, which still can be dangerous. But a 2-minute minor will be assessed there. And then off of the rebound, they score! A shot from way out. And Wiley got a piece of it initially, and then the rebound is tapped in by the Huskies. And this is going to be Luke Babineau, his second of the season. And we're back to being tied. The Huskies convert here on the power play.
It's never a bad idea to shoot, Jim, and they won the draw, back to the point, lets it go, and it's tipped off a Champlin Park stick, and then right to Babineau on the back door and distributes it in the back of the net. There he is, right where you're supposed to be.
Babineau's second of the season, another power play goal. 3 of our 4 goals here, power play goals. Andover's first power play goal of the night. They're 1 for 3 tonight in the man advantage. We're tied at 2. We've got a barn burner tonight here at the barn in Champlin. Champlin Ice Forum, packed house, an orange out in the memory of Max Akerson here tonight. Warren up for Solomon, right back to Warren. Tried to backhand it to the left wing. Too many Huskies there, intercepted. It'll be Sauer down the right side, bears down against Warren. Then Janisch got back defensively. Sauer tried to center, off a stick right back to Nadeau. Sends it towards the net, and a juggling save as Wiley able to find that puck from a low angle. And now Andover starting to take that page out of the book of Champlin Park, where they were shooting it in on Cruitt from every direction and any angle, and the Huskies doing that now.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it's never a bad idea. KJ Sauer, he knows how to use his body. He's 6'3", 175-pound junior, so he's got a long stick and knows how to use it.
Langfeld off the draw. Coe goes to get in the corner. That's the one where the winger goes in to get it and wins the draw for his centerman. Flipped the other way by the Rebels. First one to it, Owen Lutgen. 3-on-2. Langfeld comes across. Somehow they're onside, and he breaks it to the near side wing, and it's in the glove, and Wiley holds on.
Yeah, Andover's starting to pick up the pace here a little bit. We're just under 10 minutes remaining here in the second period. Both teams scoring on a power play.
We've passed the 7-minute mark of the second period. conference opener in the Northwest Suburban Conference. Last year, the Huskies won the Northwest Suburban 11-3-1. They won it by points as it's Holine who comes in on the near side. Holine, excuse me. And along the end wall, loose puck. Came to the doorstep, kicked out of there as Cruitt, then it's cleared down by Andover. Great attack to the net there by Brady Holine here for Champlin Park. Got him a really good look.
Yeah, O-line, just a freshman, had a good look, and then the puck came back out in front, and another great opportunity for Champlin Park. And Cruitt getting the pad out there, kicking it to the side.
Holine started the chance, and Carson Anderson was the one who had that pass, that shot right off of the pad. And here's another face-off win, pulled back to Warren. He gets it right back in on Cruitt. We'll face it off again here on the near wing side in the Andover zone.
Yeah, he had just enough room to see that one cleanly.
Carlson takes the draw, wins it back to Warren, and again, in on the goalie. This time it goes up and out of play.
I think both teams, Jim, need to do a better job on these draws. They're losing these draws, and no one's getting out to the point to pick these guys up. And
gets the puck deep. Huskies will try the near side this time. A little bit too far for Foy. Fourth line out there for the Huskies. Foy centering. Sauer out there as well. Carlson comes across the line. Nick all the way back up to the blue line with a shot that whistles high. That was Rail up over the head of Cruitt. Off the glass, still in the zone. Drew Law will try to find it there. Doesn't quite get there in time. Check along the half boards. Up to Solomon. Wrists one from way out. And trapping it up against his blocker is Cruitt. He saw that puck all the way.
yeah, you don't have to tell Solomon to shoot it twice. He kind of spun just inside the blue line. Put a little zip on that one, though, but it was right into the chest of Cruitt.
2-2 score. 8:39 remaining here in the second. We are nearing the midway mark of this hockey game. And a tight one here tonight. These teams have played close ones. It was 4-2 last year, Andover, and then the two previous games were Andover wins in overtime. As the Huskies come across, Peterson zigzags. Johansson a shot, ends up off the high glass, back behind the net. Back to Peterson. First one to it in low. Sandell for Champlin Park. Their feet ahead for Anderson, a little bit too far. Peterson goes back to get it. He comes through the center circle, tries to make his move. Nice defense. Holine then quickly met by the Huskies. Battle for the puck, penalty coming up against Champlin Park. Again, delayed penalty here for Andover. Coe has it, calling for it up ahead. Langfeld, he's got it, goes to the backhand, try to go back to Coe, and it's touched here by Champlin Park. But Andover will be going on their fourth power play of the night with a cross-check, 2-minute minor.
Yeah, that was one of those penalties you didn't have to take that we were talking about a little bit earlier. Once again, Andover is going to go back on the power play. Tell you what, number 7, Brody Peterson for Andover. That kid's got some wheels. You know, he's moving up and down. He's 5'10", 160-pound junior, but he's got some speed. Makes things happen.
So the Huskies are going to go back out on the power play. They're 5th of the game. They are 1 for 4. 2-minute minor. The cross check. It's Brockton Sandell. The two nines will battle it out. Far wing. Carlson against Sauer. Huskies a chance to take the lead back here in the power play. Langfeld takes a saucer pass. Quick shot in the near wing. Gets blocked. Solomon gets a stick on it. Langfeld still battling for it. Coe is in there here for the Huskies. Makes a nice move away from the wall in the middle. We got it to Babineau, team captain. Babineau gets it back. Couple of pokes at it. As Wiley dives, still looking for it, and they blow the whistle. Wiley never covered or controlled, but the referee's going to say he lost sight of the puck, so they'll whistle it down.
Well, there's a lot of traffic down there, Jim. Everybody's banging at it. A good no call on the whistle, and it came out of there as the referee, like you said, lost sight of it.
Mentioned Andover on their 5th power play of the game tonight. One of their 2 goals on the power play. Trying to even up power play goals with Champlin Park, and they'll take the lead here. Champlin Park, both of their goals in the man advantage. Rebels find it after the draw, and the Huskies go back in their end. Nadeau, Sauer quickly across. KJ outside the circle. This is a wide sheet. This is Olympic size. Up the Langfeld shot. Off bodies. Loose puck. Wiley on the ice again. He is down face first. Just really getting in there to follow that puck. And now he rolled over a little bit on his side there. A lot of bodies. A lot of Andover Huskies getting into the kitchen there of Tanner Wiley.
Yeah, watch Luke Babineau.
I think somebody jabbed him a little bit.
He does like a cartwheel over the top of the goaltender.
And you can see Wiley was wincing in pain. It looked like a little bit there. A stick might have got in there and missed and hit an unpadded area, which it's hard to find an unpadded area in a goalie.
There's a lot of whistles in this period. It's been pretty choppy.
Yeah, a lot of penalties. The teams have combined here tonight for 7 power play chances. Huskies still have it. Langfeld, a shot, hits traffic. Cross ice through the zone pass is going to find back to neutral zone with Nadeau. Nadeau through the center circle. Langfeld forced wide by Janisch. Back to Nadeau. Langfeld tipped into the corner. Coe is there. Babineau crashes in. 40 seconds left in the Andover power play in a 2-2 game. Nadeau has it again. To the side of the net. Babineau one time going off the side of the cage. Sauer gets it back. Babineau looking for Langfeld. 25 seconds left in the power play. Langfeld to the net. Down low. Rebound. Oh, and a wide open net on the backside off the save by Wiley. Babineau was right there. Couldn't get his stick on it.
Oh, man. Babineau had a wide open net and just fanned on it.
And now the Rebels find the glass. Clear it down. 10 seconds left. Pruitt will head man up ahead, finds Langfeld's stick. Final rush here on the power play. Langfeld lost it, set all the way down. That'll do it for the penalty. So Champlin Park's penalty kill gets it done here tonight. Andover now 1 for 5 on the power play. And here comes another one on Champlin Park. Arm is up, delayed penalty. And this is getting out of hand here with these penalties on Champlin Park.
Well, I'll tell you what, maybe we can get another look at what was called here. I'm not quite sure.
That is going to be the 6th power play here for Andover. So it's going to be a slash. And who did they send? Was it Janisch who went, number 3? Team captain Nick Carlson is their actually alternate captain. Nick Carlson talking with one of our 2 referees here tonight. And Andover will go right back on. This is hard to coach when you've done it being a hockey coach. When you're coaching nothing but special teams, that really limits your bench, really shortens your bench, and limits who can be out there.
Yeah, your third line doesn't see any ice time unless you're on one of the first 2 power plays. Even for Andover, penalty killers usually aren't third line guys, so it really takes a toll on your top guys.
Yeah, from a pure coaching perspective, coaches prefer 5-on-5. You can roll all your lines and everything's kind of consistent. Unless, of course, your power play is scoring every time you get the man advantage, right, Pete?
Exactly.
Lutkin, wrist shot, save. Steered to the near side, get in the way of that. Good save by Wiley. Huskies get it back. Minute 20 left to go in their power play. Trying to break this 2-2 tie. And the Champlin Park penalty kill, a lot of pressure on them. Solomon comes in short-handed down the near side, gets a low-angle shot, and he got tied up. Just enough for Rogers to even out the penalties here a little bit. Champlin Park will skate 4-on-4.
Well,
if we were skating 5-on-5, maybe they don't call that a penalty as he was coming in, but just the way it has been, that'll even it up here a little bit.
Yeah, as many penalties as you've called on.
Yeah, take a look at it. It's just a little tap there. Yeah, probably not a penelty.
Yeah, not too much. But you said,
usually, but because it's during a penalty, the way that the penalties have gone, as far as a little bit lopsided, they're going to look at it a little closer, and they found something they didn't like, and we'll even it up here 4-on-4. Rebels will get a power play out of the end of this here. As we are in the final 5 minutes of the second period. Long shot. Blocked, cleared the other way. High and amongst the rafters, but did not make contact with the blue trusses here at the Champlin Ice Forum. And that allows the Rebels to bring it back. Warren, kitty corner into the corner. Up to Solomon all alone. Wrist shot, glove by Cruitt. Cruitt was atop the crease. You know that with good goalie, he's willing to come out the top of that crease and cut down the angle and challenge the shooter. Look at this.
He saw that and came right out, right to the glove. What a great save right there. And I was going to say there's going to be a lot of open ice 4-on-4 with the skaters that both of these teams have.
Flagged down by Cash Cruitt. 36 seconds left of the 4-on-4 in a 2-2 game. Back to Rail. Warren towards the net off a skate. Anderson ends up with it, and his shot there from the inner half of the near circle hit a leg. Held in by Warren. Anderson trying to track it down. It'll be Holine. Back to the point where Rail is. Rail and Warren are the defensemen here as we skate 4-on-4 for another 10 seconds. That's a power play for just under a minute for Champlin Park. Rail has it again. Holine. Rail. Warren calling for it. Said Rail will bounce it towards the net. Anderson is there. Janish is out of the box. 5-on-4 here, Rebels. They have a power play for 48 seconds.
Yeah, Holine did a nice job taking the eyes away of Cruitt. Nobody did right there. That's how easily he can snap those up if he doesn't have traffic in front.
And it's Warren there flipping one in. And again, the steady glove of Cash Cruitt. It's one thing to use your glove to make saves, but being able to make saves and use your glove to control play and freeze play when you want, being able to hold on to those pucks, that's something that Cruitt does very well.
Well, looking at the shots right now, even with all the power plays, Champlin's out shooting Andover 25-16.
Yeah, think about that. As shorthanded as the Rebels have been here in this period, 25-16 for the shots on net. It was 10-6 Champlin Park after the first period. Long will start circling from behind his net now. 24 seconds remaining in their power play. Evan Long, head of steam across the line, but they're offside. Whistled down by the linesman. 20 seconds left in the power play.
That's what you don't like as a coach. Offsides on a power play. Stay onside.
Cardinal sin. That or icing the puck on the power play, of course. Shots are 15-10 in favor of the Rebels in the second period. Carlson against Sauer. And Nick Carlson pulls it back. Solomon playing with Long. Solomon gains the zone. Plays it to himself off that dasher. 10 seconds left in the Champlin Park shortened power play. Solomon with 2 power play goals here this year. He had 6 last year. Saucers one through the zone to the near wing corner. Nick Carlson coming away with it. Rogers back out on the ice. 5-on-5. It's a penalty kill here for Andover. Champlin Park's power play 2 for 3 tonight. And it'll be Cruitt who will stop it back behind the net for Drew Law. Law almost ran into his netminder. Law being bothered by Perkins. Perkins all over him. Almost gave him the big back body drop. Ends up down low. Quick wrister. Luke Carlson this time in on Cruitt. And he'll hold on.
Yeah,
we've mentioned his rebound control, Pete, and it's very good.
Yeah, absolutely. That one there got stuck in his pads, but he was looking for the 5-hole right there. And he had that all covered up on that near post.
2.5 left, second period. The JV game was a barn burner. Ended up in a 2-2 tie with this huge crowd watching the JV. That had to be a thrill for the junior varsity players. Many of them played hockey with Max growing up here in the Champlin Park youth system. In a tight 2-2 game. These teams played in a 3-3 tie at Andover back in the 2021 season. So they've had tight games here in recent memory. It's just that Champlin Park hasn't been able to pull one out in like 10 years against the Huskies.
Well, Champlin Park's had a very competitive team the last 4 or 5 years here. So they can play with Andover, that's for sure.
Janish takes a swing at it up off the glass. Nick Carlson trying to keep it alive. Looking for it is Perkins. Bump from behind. Coming down on the crash was Wexeth. He got a body on it. Puck comes free. Janish to the near side. Shot blocked. A lot of blocked shots tonight as well. We combined for 42 shots on goal, but a lot of attempted shots that have been blocked. Another loose stick out on the ice. It's loose in the slot. And the Champlin Park player knocked down. That was Wexeth. Huskies able to clear it out. Getting close to 1 minute left to go in the second period. Perkins tapped ahead for Carlson. Back ahead for Solomon, and he rips it wide. Solomon up in the high slot. You don't want to leave him all alone. Carlson's got it back to Solomon. Centering pass, but not facing the net was Perkins because good defense there by Sanders for the Andover Huskies. Huskies will be forced to ice the puck. 50.4 left to go in the second period in a contested, very competitive game tonight, 2-2.
Yeah, those good players like Solomon, they find the open ice, and that's why they're a good player. They read the game so well. He came right down that slot area and got himself a nice shot.
Well, what did they say? Was it Wayne Gretzky that said, don't go to where the puck is, but go to where the puck is going to be?
That sounds like something that Wayne would say.
It does. 42 seconds left in the period. Coe on the attack for Langfeld. He was tied up nicely there by Long. Both teams have had some nice defensive plays tonight as well. Taking away some space, taking away some ice from some of the talented offensive players. Solomon comes in, gets a shot that deflects out of play, and then out of frustration slaps that stick up along the end wall in a 2-2 game.
If I'm playing with Solomon, kind of like Perkins is right now, I'm just going to the net. I'm just going to the net. I'm getting in front of the goalie. I'm looking for rebounds, but that's my spot, going to the net.
Well, Cruitt's been awesome against these tough opponents that Andover has played already here this season. And trying to get his team their first win of the season here at a 2-2 score. Peterson comes away with it. Up to neutral. Slapped by Warren. Blocked by Cole. Langfeld trying to find it. But it's played out by Warren. Intercepted, and Nadeau comes across. Thought he could attack, but it'll be an offside with 12.8 left here in the period.
Yeah, Cole was a few steps in offside, still trying to get out of the zone.
Number 9s, they'll face off again here. Far side dot. Carlson and Sauer. Tangled up. Foy keeps it alive, but it's picked up by Carlson. 5 seconds left in a shot. Cruitt gloves. And the offensive zone face-off for Champlin Park. They'll have time maybe to get one more chance here before the whistle and the horn to end the second period with the draw on the near wing side.
That has to be about the 10th save with his glove this period alone.
Nick Carlson, 1-0 by the Huskies out to center. There's the horn. And we have completed 2 periods here tonight in this game at Champlin Park. And the Champlin Ice Forum, it's the Rebels 2 and the Huskies 2 on QCTV Sports.
here in Andover, we have what we call our Adopt a Park program. We have over 70 parks and open spaces that we maintain. So any help we can get from the public, we greatly appreciate. So currently we do have a handful of parks available for adoption. The way the program works is you reach out to our Public Works Administrative Assistant, Danielle, and she can set you up on it's a 2-year commitment that you clean the park twice a year. We supply the garbage bags and everything, and then we'll come pick them up after your event. And it's a 2-year commitment. You get a sign at the park recognizing, whether it's your family, some local businesses do it as a way of just giving back to the community. So any help with the Adopt a Park program is always greatly appreciated in helping keep your Andover parks clean. So we ask a minimum of twice a year, a spring and fall cleanup. You're welcome to do it as many times a year as possible. Obviously, the more often you do it, the less trash there is to pick up. So, but twice a year is the commitment that we ask for people when they sign the contract. So, with all the parks, a lot of them are in neighborhoods, and a lot of families just kind of adopt them as like their own park. So, they're in their backyard. They help keep them clean, and it's always appreciated from our staff and myself and everyone here at the city. People enjoy it. People take ownership in it. Like I said, they start calling it their park. So people seem to enjoy the program, and we've really had great success with it. And currently we have most of our parks are adopted, but we do have a handful. If anyone's interested, they can reach out to go to our City Andover website, into the Parks Department, and look for our Danielle Lensmeyer. She's the one who manages that program, and she can get you set up.
I am Jen Stump, and we are at Andover at the Lions Park off of Bunker and Hanson. So this event, it's the first annual, so we're going to give it a try, and it's just an ice cream social. So for anybody in the community, come on out and get free ice cream. So the Andover Lions, we are a volunteer nonprofit organization, and so within Andover, we get together monthly and we do service projects throughout the year. We raise money for donations for the community. Anything in Andover we try to do to help. We've been Andover Lions for many, many years, and we're just really trying to give back and to get our name out there and to get the club out there. We've had a lot of people that have come up and said, oh yeah, we know who you are, we've seen you here and there. So now we're trying to put that into reality and just get out here, and this is why we started to do this for the first annual, just to try to get out and have the community come on around. This is our first time doing the ice cream social. We do other things. We serve beer at the Andover Fun Fest.
That's popular.
Oh yes. We used to do it, now we're going to do it again, Harvest Fest at the YMCA in the fall for trick-or-treating and whatnot, and they have different activities. But yeah, we bake groceries, we get together, we volunteer at Hope for Youth, so we just try to get out there, and we're open to new ideas. There's multiple ways to support the Andover Club. You can donate always, you can come to events. We have meetings once a month. If you want to come to a meeting, we meet the second Wednesday of every month, and it is at the Andover Community Center at 6 p.m.
Each store in downtown Anoka has their own unique niche to it.
Hi, I'm Gina Schupanitz, and we are at Favorite Things in downtown Anoka on Main Street. The business has been here for probably 10 or 12 years, and I just bought it 2 years ago. When I bought it 2 years ago, it was actually called the White Owl, and just this past spring or past February, I renamed the business to Favorite Things. So the business has been here a long time, and it's got a long standing in the community and just a lot of loyal customers to the store.
And those customers come back for a reason. The store is a treasure trove of delightful finds, from unique furniture to stylish women's apparel, sparkling jewelry to charming gifts. It has something for everyone.
I don't know if I could pick one favorite thing in the store. I really try to find things that people are going to like and that people will think are their favorite things. Right now we have a lot of seasonal items in the store. We've got wind chimes and our rain chains, which are super popular. People love them for their outdoor garden areas and their patios. They make wonderful gift items. during the seasons we change out the decor too. So every season we have new items. So in the fall you'll see a lot of fall decor, and then of course during the holidays this store becomes just a mecca of Christmas items. So I would say if you haven't shopped here, make sure you come back and check it out each season, because you definitely will see something new every time you come in.
Favorite Things is also participating in the Anoka Social District, so customers can enjoy their drinks, socialize with friends, and shop in the store.
The Anoka community is thriving. The Chamber of Commerce here and the Discover Anoka group do a fantastic job with helping to promote the downtown area and the small businesses, and almost every month of the year we have an event here in town which brings in a lot of customers and just brings in a lot of new people to the city, and it just helps the small businesses thrive. Yeah. I want people to come here and say, oh my God, I'm looking for this item and I want to give it to a friend of mine because it's an item that I love. So that's kind of what I try to specialize in.
So next time you're in Anoka, I definitely make a point to stop by and see what catches your eye at Favorite Things.
So my name's Krista Gordhammer. This is the Artery Studio, where you can come take stained glass classes start to finish, or even pick up projects that are cut for you and you can finish here. I also have mosaic classes and a friend who's teaching glass fusing classes.
You might have heard of the Artery Studio before when it was in Ramsey, but owner Krista decided to move locations to Anoka because she grew up in the area.
I used to be an art teacher, and during COVID it just stopped being fun. And I was telling my parents about how unhappy I was with my dream job not working out to be so fantastic. My dad told me I should come to this old office building where he used to have a space, and I should open up my own studio to teach classes there. So that's where the Artery was born. I get to do whatever I want every single day. I can't wait to get here every day and just get working on glass. The next thing we are doing is wrapping all of our pieces with copper foil tape, and most of us have opaque dark glass. So today I have a group making their own sun catchers. They got to design their projects, choose all their glass, cut the glass, grind the glass, and right now they're foiling, and in a few minutes we'll be soldering.
From beginner or experienced, the Artery Studio is a great spot to be.
Yeah, I try to make the process as easy as possible, which is kind of why most weeknights I'll have it cut out ahead of time, because cutting is really the hardest part. You'll end up breaking a lot of glass and getting frustrated and just throw your hands up and say, this is not for me. But I think today I had a little bit of practice glass cutting for people. They really got their feet wet with it and took off with it.
And every artist has a favorite piece they've made.
It's the rainbow quilt block in the corner. Yeah. I love color theory, so I have it all organized in the color wheel around a set of bevels that cast more color into the room.
So make sure you check out the Artery Studio in Anoka and make a memorable piece of art to brighten your day.
The Andover Community Center. A beautifully renovated building is ready for your next adventure.
So yeah, we're coming up on our 20th anniversary here later this summer. For the ice arena, the facility as a whole, including the YMCA, opened, it'll be 20 years next summer. But yeah, early on in the planning process, the city got together with the YMCA and formed a partnership. So not only do we have our gymnasiums and the 2 ice rinks and walking track, multiple community rooms that are all operated by the city, but then the YMCA has all the fitness, the studios, the pools, obviously all those programs that YMCAs do, and I think it's fair to say it's been a very successful partnership here for coming up on 20 years.
From the growing popularity of pickleball to the walking track, the Andover Community Center offers plenty of activities to suit your needs.
Yeah, so just to hear about 4 years ago, we did a big expansion, added our second sheet of ice, which includes a walking track on the second level, added another gymnasium, multiple community rooms again. But yeah, again, going back to maybe the early folks that designed the building before I was here, you're right, we get a lot of compliments. The black concrete floors, all of the wood beams, all the woodwork through the building. We work really hard as a staff to maintain all these spaces. We took opportunity here this spring actually to do a fair amount of updates. Going on 20 years, it was time to refinish floors and do a lot of painting and that type of stuff. But yeah, it's certainly a beautiful building. You know, we take a lot of pride in the community center here. It's a beautiful facility. I would encourage anybody that's maybe not made it in here to just stop in, visit our information desk. We can take you on a tour, be happy to show you all of the schedules, all the activities, and really just all the opportunities that the community center has, both for residents and non-residents. Also our partnership with the Y, you can stop and visit their desk, talk about Y memberships and all the great programs they run as well. So definitely come and see us. Fun Fest is coming up here in just a few weeks, and that's a great opportunity if you're going to be on the grounds for Andover Fun Fest. Make your way over to the community center. It's a good spot to come cool off a little bit, grab some concessions, whatever you need, and come visit us.
Did you know that every day, millions of children around the world go to bed hungry? At Feed My Starving Children, we're working hard to change that. But we can't do it alone. We need your help. It's a fun, rewarding, and impactful way to spend your time. Plus, it's something you can do with friends, family, or even your coworkers. Ages 5 and up and all abilities are welcome. We take care of you every step of the way, from greeting you at the door, increasing your understanding of the impact of world hunger, to specific volunteer roles. We're here to serve you. And together, we'll celebrate the powerful impact you've made in less than 2 hours. So join us at FMSC Coon Rapids and be part of something bigger than yourself. Find more details and sign up for a volunteer slot at fmsc.org/volunteer. Together, we can feed every child until all are fed.
Champlin Park Rebels playing for Max here tonight, and we have ourselves a 2-2 game as we're going to the third period along with Coach Pete Hayes. I'm Jim Erickson. Let's look back at that second period. It was a period filled with penalties and special teams.
Yeah, almost all of the goals were scored on rebounds, and there's one of them right there. Or actually, that one was saved. They stuck one in on that same side, but rebounds and penalties have been pretty much what this game has been about.
There's the rebound there, the Andover goal. It tied the game at 2 after Wexeth, unassisted goal at 5:27, his first of the season. Made it 2-1 Champlin Park. That was at 5:27. And then 29 seconds later, it was Babineau who would score, also on the power play. 3 of our 4 goals tonight, power play goals.
Yeah, shots on goal 28-16 in favor of the Rebels. I usually don't put too much stock into that, especially when you're in the rink that has the 28 shots.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes there is some home cooking. I know that happens at the highest level sometimes.
It can't be that much, but probably a few here or there. But it doesn't matter. All that matters is the ones that go into the net.
I know some coaches have wanted to open up congressional investigations on some of the, one shot equals two kind of thing. Not quite that here tonight, but 28-16 is the shots on goal here for Champlin Park. And regardless of that number, they've been working hard to try and make things tough on that man right there, Cash Pruitt, getting pucks to the net as the Rebels here whistle down icing 13 seconds into the third period.
Yeah, you want to make sure this period that you stay out of the penalty box. Let's play 5-on-5 hockey. Get some flow going back into this game. Pretty choppy last period.
Langfeld, Nick Carlson. Hard to get flow, like we said before, when there's a lot of special teams and power plays. Here's a steal from behind the net. Centering pass for Langfeld. Puck is still loose. Great create there by Babineau. And a good chance getting that turnover along the end wall. Now back 2-on-2 is Solomon, the Wisconsin Badger recruit. Going after it back behind the net. Takes a check. Carlson ends up with it. Nick Fans on the pass. Warren. Carlson. I just had to look at the scoreboard to see if we were on a power play again. That one goes off of the goaltender, Pruitt. And then this one redirected it on Pruitt. He brings those pads together and prevents that one from sneaking 5-hole. And he's got to check at the scoreboard because we've had so many penalties and power plays here. I got to check, are we on the power play? Are we not on the power play? And right now we're 5-on-5. We'll see if we can stay 5-on-5 here.
There has been a bunch, and that was about 50 seconds of hockey without a whistle. Need a little bit more of that here in the third period. Get some flow going.
Champlin Park 2 for 3 on the power play. Andover 1 of 6. As they come up with it with Sanders to the blue line. Peterson in along the end wall. Keaton Coe in there for the Huskies. Mason Sanders poking at it. Huskies come away with it. Cross ice to the far side point. That's picked off, and Holine to center, drops past the red line, chips it in deep, gets it to himself, gets his own dump in. Holine still with it. Up high to the line, Sandell. That gets blocked off a shin guard. Kicked around, held in though. Pazendak gets to it. Rebels try to apply some heat. Pazendak shot from way out. Stick saved by Pruitt. Rebound again behind the net. Grabbed by Johansson, not yet out. Rebels with a good forecheck here. Making it hard on the Huskies to break out. They do get it out there. Long flings it in from outside the blue line, gloved and dropped by Pruitt.
Yeah, I haven't noticed Drew Law out there for Andover, one of their top defensemen.
Long just got high sticked, and he went down. Delayed penalty. It's going to be a penalty here on Andover, and that'll give Champlin Park a power play. Looked like it was a high stick and high on Long. And Long not too appreciative of that. It's actually going to be a slash. But the way he reacted, it looked like it hit him up in the mask. But regardless, 2-minute minor. Brody Peterson going to the box here for the Andover Huskies. And now Champlin Park getting their 4th power play of the night.
Well,
that's starting to even out a little bit here.
Yeah, there's that first one, Jim. We're 2 minutes in.
And the Huskies get to the draw, send it down. Brent Solomon back to get it. He is very good on the power play, but they'll have to start from below their goal line. Evan Long being bothered there by Babineau up front on the forecheck. Now they'll settle back as Carlson comes across the line. Drop pass, Solomon, top of the circle, wrist shot, deflected off a Sauer, off the wall, held in. Far side Anderson up to Long. Straight away, forming that umbrella. Carlson right back to Long, wrists it towards the net, redirected, bouncing out in front of Pruitt. And it's going to be picked off. Perkins trying to get to it, but it's Babineau who forces his way through it and all the way down. And Wiley will start it up the other way.
Yeah, nice traffic out in front there by Champlin Park. They're going to try to get it reorganized here and do it again.
Nick Carlson, Anderson. He's got Jack Murphy on him, killing penalties out there for the Andover Huskies. Reversed back around, Long with a long reach, gets to it. Lost his stick as he's reaching for it, but Solomon ends up with it below the goal line. Solomon in a 2-2 game, 50 seconds left in the power play, takes a shot, going down low as Pruitt. Pad save made. Back to Solomon. Tees one up, lets it go, and it goes wide off the glass. And the Huskies will bounce it back to the way, and it'll be Solomon who will go back. Solomon quarterbacking this power play here. Long takes the long pass up across, chips it over to the far side on the change as Luke Carlson, who gains and joins the play. Carlson, 20 seconds left in the power play in a tied game. Solomon. It's the older brother, older Carlson. Nick Long, he won times one, and that may have hit the Cruitt goaltender up high in the mask. Just the way he reacted. Solomon's got it back. To the dot with a shot. Save, scrambling. Cruitt looking for it. He dies, and he covers it. Oh, boy, the Rebels getting close. Applying the pressure here on the Andover net with just 1 second left to go in their power play.
Yeah, here's another look at it. Shot on goal. Bunch of bodies out in front. Nice job by Andover clearing them out as Champlin Park is looking for the lead goal.
Yeah, the one thing I noticed about Cruitt, he doesn't commit and go down into the butterfly any earlier than he needs to. And I think that helps him, too, as a tall goaltender. Meanwhile, Peterson's out of the box after the 2-minute minor for slashing. Champlin Park now 2 for 4 on the power play. Picked off. Cole will come in with a backhand save by Whipple. He crashes in on him. And Whipple is in the net. Also in the net is Coe. No, force the whistle. How about that? Coe went right in on Whipple. Whipple made the save. Or excuse me, Wiley. Whipple was last year. And Wiley doing a nice job. Look at that.
Boy, I don't know how that didn't go in the net. Coe stuck with it there. Nice job. And we got a penalty coming up here on Champlin Park. So
it's got to be goalie interference, I'm assuming.
I'm not sure what. We'll have to
no, it's going to be on
that.
Champlin Park.
Yeah, it's on Champlin.
I thought that maybe they would get Keaton Coe for coming in on the goaltender, but I think what happened is Coe ended up hitting Wiley, and then I think somebody responded to that and hit Coe, and that's Derek Rail. Yeah, Rail cross-checked Coe after Coe ended up in the net with the Champlin Park netminder Tanner Wiley. So a minute 40 left. Another power play here for the Huskies. This is their 7th of the game. They're 1 for 6. Again, they came in 1 for 10, so they had struggled on the power play here. Trying to get it in action, trying to liven it up here, maybe give their team the lead in a 2-2 game.
Well, you got all new guys, Jim, on that power play. Those guys that were on it last year, they're all gone, so it's going to take a while to figure it out.
Mentioned they lost 8 forwards, 4 defensemen, and now we're going to get interference, and that's going to even it up. It'll be 4-on-4 again. And Champlin Park will get a power play on the back end for under a minute. And this will be Keaton Coe will be called for interference.
Yeah, here's another look at it down there. Not really sure what we saw. He must have knocked the stick out of his hands there and made the call on that.
So let's bring the face-off all the way back to the Andover zone. 4-on-4 for minute 15, and then 45 seconds of a power play for Champlin Park. Huskies try a long feed to Sauer, and that's up in the rafters. Rattles around and comes down, out of play. Bring the face-off back to where the pass originated. 1:06 remaining, 4-on-4.
Well, I see Drew Laws back out there. I haven't seen him a whole lot today, but he's back out there with this 4-on-4 situation for Andover.
And we mentioned the Rebels are without Reese George, who was injured in the game on Tuesday, upper body injury. He's going to be out 6 weeks, according to Coach Tom Potter. 7th-year head coach and a Rebel alum. And then they're missing Max Peterson, their third-line center tonight as well. He came down ill. Here comes Solomon, loads up a wrist shot, and it deflects. A lot of block shots tonight. I think we said before, it's 34-18. Solomon again. Block save by Cruitt. Rebound to Carlson. Curls away off the wall. Sandell. Long wrist shot. Blocked by bodies and traffic out in front. And then Sandell up to the point. Nobody there, though. Long will go back to get it. 20 seconds left of our 4-on-4. Long through neutral. They're onside at the line, outside the circle. Solomon takes the pass. Carlson wants to dance around Peterson. Peterson denied that. Carlson back up to Long. 5 seconds to a Champlin Park power play. Rail out of the box. Real quick switch players over on the far side of the ice. And it's 5-on-4 now. Long cross ice there to Carlson. 30 seconds left of the power play. Carlson fanned on it. Peterson jumps on it, but it's not out. Perkins ends up with it. Long above the slot. Takes the wrist shot. Knocked down. Cruitt didn't control the rebound that time, and Perkins is right there. Huskies, though, cleared it out of danger. Also good defense by Drew Law and a centering pass. Bats it out of the zone.
Nice job by Long right there. He was waiting for his guy to get out of the box there on the power play.
Solomon comes in. He was poke checked to the puck, and then he gets it back and shoots it right into the breadbasket of Cruitt, who holds on. 6 seconds left in the Champlin Park power play.
Yeah, another good opportunity right there, and they might be taking both of them.
Yeah, and it's been a heated game here tonight. Contentious, motions running high. Solomon's going to go to the box here for Champlin Park, and for Andover, they'll send Chase Nadeau. So Nadeau to the box, one of their top defensemen, and of course their top forward in Brent Solomon. Mentioned earlier, he had 34 goals last season. So those matching penalties. Penalty has expired here. Champlin Park power play, and here comes Andover right in on the goaltender Wiley, who makes the save. So we stay tied 2-2.
I don't know what Wiley was thinking right there. He might have thought it was going to go for icing, but he almost snuck that in.
Right. Now he pushes a Sanders shot away with a blocker. Left wing rebound in the corner. Johansson is there for the Huskies, and it's going to be poked out by the Rebels. And Sanders will have to go back and reset. Mason Sanders, senior defenseman, pushes it up along the near side. Too far for Foy. Giacomini's out on the ice as well. Remember, he started the scoring way back, 2:26 into the game. Made it 1-0. Right now, 2-2. 9 minutes left in regulation. Champlin Park 3-0. Here's a centering pass intercepted, and it'll be flipped down by Foy. Icing here on the Huskies. And we'll rejoin Cruitt. But again, Andover 0-3. I was going to go back and look and see the last time Andover had started 0-3. I'm sure that it has been a long time since they've started 0-3. But again, like Coach Mark Manny told us, it's a kind of a work in progress. Lost a lot of players off of last year's team. And they're going to find themselves during the season here and see what kind of club they have at the end of the season and maybe make another run in 7AA.
Yeah, they'll be battle-tested come section time.
Langfeld centering, Babineau, tip back. Lutgen gets it in a backhand wide.
I really like
now
that
the
look.
Rebels, whole line. Tried to toe drag through defense. It's poked away. Motoring back is Langfeld. Langfeld comes across 1-on-2. Sandell got a piece of it. Rebels flip it down the other way, touched it neutral. And in fact, it was touched with a high stick by Andover, and they'll touch it. So with 8:19 left to go, they'll whistle this down with a high stick. The faceoff will be in the Andover zone. 8:19 left to go.
You know, we've heard some good things about Langfeld, and that kid can skate. He's got some wheels, and he's young. He's only a sophomore. He's going to be one that college coaches are going to take a look at.
Far wing draw, a clean win here by the Rebels. Out to the point, shot by Janisch. Again, bodies and traffic all over the place. Nick Carlson gets it back. Again, the JV game went to overtime, finished in a tie. Shots were even 23 apiece. With the big crowd, I'm sure those JV kids really enjoyed playing in front of this big, spirited crowd. Very colorful here tonight. The orange out for Max Akerson. Janisch. Near corner, swung around. Luke Carlson trying to win the race to it. Law meets him there. Carlson retreats back behind his net. Warren looking up ice. Chips it off the glass. Back to neutral. Back to Law, who shovels it up ahead. Langfeld got bumped. Good physical play here along the near side glass. Warren again for Janisch. Across the red line, dumps it in. He heads over to his bench on the line change, defensive change. And the Huskies try to break out in close quarters. Pazendak almost with a steal. Now they fire it up to Rickley. Over to Murphy, and Rickley was in early. It's offside. With 7:18 left to go, we're in the third period. We're tied at 2 as Nadeau and Solomon come out of the box after serving their minors.
Well, we're finally starting to see these teams' third line and maybe a fourth line once in a while. I haven't seen them a whole lot with all the power plays and penalty kills in the game.
picked up. Huskies carry it in. Jack Murphy swung it around, but first now the Rebels pick it back up. Come across the line, Anderson back out to Long, backhands it in. Rebels have to touch up. They'll be started by Mason Sanders. Murphy wheels his way through neutral, gains the blue line here for the Rebels, chipping it in low. You know, with all the special teams, it's amazing it's still just 2-2. You got to hand it to the penalty kills for both teams here tonight.
Yeah, they've both done a really good job keeping that puck to the outside.
As Cooper Johansson comes down, loses an edge, washout into the end wall. Perkins looking up, his pass ahead, miss. Sanders intercepts, throws it wide of Wiley there in the net. And the Rebels push it back up for Perkins. Perkins brings it to the middle, goes to the backhand. He's got Babineau on him. Team captain's got the C in his jersey. Rebels still get it in low. Solomon tracks it down. Huskies have done a nice job with Solomon. He's had some looks and had some shots here. Carlson now has it. Over to the right side, and Warren fires it in on Cruitt. And he finds it, covers it, gloves it. Face-off in the Andover zone. 6:02 left.
Yeah, a little bit more flow to the game right now, Jim. Haven't seen a lot of shots on goal, a lot of neutral ice things. And this thing's going to come down to a one-goal game. Either we're going to get it here in the last 6 or we're going to go into overtime.
Langfeld, Carlson tried to make that move around him on the center. End up with a puck in the corner. And the reversal to the near point. Warren wrists it, looking for a carom off the end wall, and Nick Carlson was almost there on the backside. Either he didn't quite get it on net or Cruitt was able to react. Law in the corner, surrounded. Up to Sauer, who takes it, gloves it, and drops it. He finds Langfeld, who comes across, angles to the left side, gets a shot. Save made by Wiley. Where's the puck? It's to his right. And Nick Carlson here for the Rebels will fling it up ahead to center. Picked off and played right back ahead by Nadeau. Then it's Langfeld. Carries to the backhand to the forehand. And a big pad save by Wiley. Langfeld with a nice move. Coach Mark Manny talking about how he's going to be a Division I prospect and his prospects of his career just a sophomore. Made a nice move there, Pete.
Yeah, he glides. He just glides. All of a sudden he's going by the defender. And he had 2 good opportunities there.
Solomon had it across the blue line. Back in low was Luke Carlson. He got spun around. Look at Luke, though, the sophomore of the Carlson brothers, continuing to work it along the goal line. Shovels it up to Sandell. It's Evan Long. Puts on the brake. Sandell's got it again. Loads up a wrist shot. It's blocked. Babineau got in the way of that. Pushed up ahead. Chance for Peterson. Remember, he's got speed. Peterson comes in, makes a move. Forced to the outside by Long. And again, Peterson trying to get that puck back from Long. Long, though, able to maintain it. Flip it up ahead. Wexeth, who has a goal tonight, his first of the season. Senior dumps it in. Stopped there by Cruitt. Stick actually made contact with the Rebel forward there, Rademacher. And it'll be the Huskies coming back. Jack Omini, senior, scored his first career goal tonight. Up to the left side with a shot by Lutgen. And the carom comes back out to neutral. It'll be Peterson back to his line. 4 minutes left here in regulation. Peterson up ahead, Lutgen. Met there and intercepted. Pazendak. Anderson will flick one towards the net. That hit bodies, ends up wide. It's Rail, Pazendak. There's the sophomore, the freshman, Rickley. But it's the Rebels who come away with it. And then Anderson missed on the shot up to Rail, who's right at the line, and he does hold it in. That'll force Andover to continue to defend. This has been a long, very long shift. They're tired, and that one almost resulted in a good look. Cruitt off his pad, but not a whole lot of mustard on the shot. 3:20 left to go, and the Huskies still trapped, even with the short change. They've been trapped here in their zone. It's been a long shift. They're gassed.
Yeah, both teams are really going hard right now. We're down to the last 3 minutes. Probably going to see that first line for both teams out there a couple more times.
Warren Solomon floats to the middle, looking for a little backdoor to Perkins, and seeing it all the way is Cruitt. We will get the break here and a face-off in the Andover zone. Huskies will change with 3:02 left to go in our regulation time.
Yeah, Champlin Park getting the best of it there that last minute. The shift before that, though, I really like that Langfeld-Peterson co-line for Andover.
Rail In for Perkins. Another goal tonight for him. Up to Warren, and it finds the glove of Cruitt. As so many shots do, of course. Tied at 2.
Yeah, the Warren kid. He's a big kid, and he'll shoot that puck. He's trying to look for his height here, but I don't see it on the Champlin one. But he's a big defender for them.
Another face-off win here by the Rebels. They're doing a nice job in that department here in the third period. Another shot by Jax Warren getting it to the net here, the captain for the Rebels. Will get it back in their zone, send it down. Whistle and an icing here on Champlin Park at 2:36. Well, you can see there was some emotional energy that was spent early on in the game with the, they had the celebration of life earlier here today for Max Akerson, and then the special pregame ceremony here. And these teams here in the third period now with all the physical exertion and energy giving all that they can to try and get a win here.
Yeah, we got a little racehorse hockey right now that we were expecting most of the game, but with all the penalties, we weren't able to have that. But they're getting up and down now.
Sauer wins the draw as Spinorama shot ends up wide, and the Rebels will clear it again. Drew Law will be the one to go back and get it. Law, one of 2 seniors on the back end here for the Huskies. They tip it in long to it first. Up for Nick Carlson, almost lost his balance. Babineau lost his stick. He goes and gets it. Then the puck comes right in out on the corner. Up for Sauer, up to the point. And Nadeau could not keep it in. It'll be Law, then it's Babineau. Under 2 left to go. Regulation here, third period. Babineau makes a nice move. He's clear. He comes in with a shot. Pad save, rebound with an open net. And Sauer did Wiley get back to get that save. His stick is on the ice. Sauer and Babineau, they both had a great look at it. And it ends up being here to the Rebels. 2-on-2 as they come the other way. Solomon, shot, blocked. Langfeld got in the way of that. Huskies send it back the other way. Langfeld trying to track it down, but it's Janisch with it. Minute 25 left. Janisch dumped in, stopped by Cruitt.
Wiley with the save of the game. Hopefully we're going to be able to get another look at that, but man, did he make a save.
Pazendak takes it from Holine behind the net to Warren. A shot sticked away. Cruitt gets the stoppage, angles that stick so it does go out of play. So his team gets a stoppage and a face-off, and they catch their breath after this great chance, first by Babineau.
Yeah, he's in all alone there. Comes right back out to Sauer, dives across on his chest and makes the save. Wow.
Losing the stick all in the while doing that, and there was still a scramble around him even though he didn't have possession of his stick. Rebels have the puck, a minute left, up to Janisch right side, off of bodies. Janisch goes back after it, takes another shot, blockered away by Cruitt. Rebound here, it's Warren, activating as a defenseman, getting in low. Coming up with it for the Huskies behind his net. Johansson up to center, intercepted Janisch. Across is Holine. Johansson bumped. Perkins got on him, Pazendak. 30 seconds here in this tie game. Looking at overtime. Rebels trying to pull it out of a pile here. Referees and officials being very patient here, almost blowing the whistle. It's the Huskies who come up with it and find the Rebel zone. They'll quick change. Rebels try to beat them on the change. It gets tipped by Holine in deep. And we have 5 seconds. Carlson back at his line. Back up ahead, Holine. One last shot, saved by Cruitt. And Pete, we have overtime. Just like the JV game, we have overtime.
Why not? I mean, both teams with some good opportunities there in the last 5 minutes. We had a bunch of penalties to start off the period, but then they started going up and down the ice, and that was fun, and we should have a good overtime.
Yeah, the JV was an entertaining overtime. I mean, it was as entertaining of a JV game as I've seen and been at getting ready for the varsity game. Not so much because of the game itself, although just the energy in the building added to what the players were doing out on the ice. And it was a lot of fun. And then that just carried over into this varsity game here tonight between the Champlin Park Rebels and the Andover Huskies. Shots on goal are 43-22 in favor of Champlin Park. Shots in that period, 15 for Champlin Park, 6 for Andover.
Yeah, they've really had the advantage in shots, but you got a guy like Solomon. He's going to shoot it from
Yo,
wherever he's
yes.
at. He probably has about 15 himself. So he's a guy you're going to have to really watch here in overtime. I'm going to keep my eyes on Langfield for Andover Huskies, along with Babideau and Sauer. Those are three pretty doggone good players.
No scoring in the third period. A scoring summary here for you. First period, Huskies got on the board early, 2:26 in. And again, it was Jordan Giacomini getting his first ever career varsity goal. So that was a significant milestone for him. Johansson assisting at 2:26. It was 1-0 Andover, and then it's back and forth after that. Champlin Park gets a power play goal at 13:10 of the first period. Perkins, his fourth in 4 games. Long and Carlson, Nick Carlson getting the assist. It was tied at 1 after 1. And then we had 2 quick goals in the second period, just 29 seconds apart. Wexeth, power play goal for Champlin Park to give them a very short lead, because it was only 29 seconds long. 2-1 Champlin Park, but then Andover gets on a power play, and Babineau converts, his second of the season. Langfeld and Nadeau getting the assists there, tying it at 2, and that's where we are at here, entering the overtime. Let's take a look at our upcoming schedules. Champlin Park Rebels, they get Rogers coming up on the 12th.
Well, that's not an easy one.
No, not at all. A little bit of a break for them. They don't play again until Thursday of next week, so they have a week off. And then Spring Lake Park, Benilde, of course, will be a tough one. It's always tough at Centennial. So good luck to the Rebels in those upcoming matchups. And we've mentioned Andover's schedule. They've already played Rogers, Minnetonka, Chanhassen. They have Moorhead, Elk River, Benilde. Wayzata, never a treat. They're tough. Got to go up to Duluth East, make that trip. Rosemont, Holy Angels, and Shakopee not on that schedule and list there. But those teams also very, very good.
Well,
Holy
at least
Angels
they don't have to go to Moorhead.
Yes, yes. Moorhead comes
Moorhead
down
comes
here. Coming up tomorrow, and that's at 7 o'clock. You want to watch some Friday night high school hockey? That'll be a good one. Moorhead at Andover, it always is.
Well, we got a good one right here, Jim.
Indeed. Here we go, Janisch. Overtime, 8-minute overtime, sudden death. Comes to Solomon, he scores! Loose puck! And Solomon 11 seconds in. He beats Cruitt. That was quick, and Champlin Park playing for Max here tonight. They get a win for Max in overtime. It's a 3-2 final.
Well, way to go, boys. Made a mistake down there in the defensive end, and Solomon, he's not afraid to shoot it. He picked the upper corner on Cruitt. The Rebels win for Max.
Yeah, the Huskies just could not clear it. They had it in the slot and a little chip ahead, but right onto the stick of the guy you don't want to put a puck onto the stick. And that's Solomon. And Brent Solomon, the Wisconsin Badger commit, able to beat Cruitt, his 5th goal of the season, 11 seconds into overtime. And that makes the final here tonight, 3-2.
Well, he had a lot of opportunities tonight. That was his best opportunity. He put it away, and that did not take long, but great effort by Andover. Great effort by Champlin Park. Proud of these guys tonight.
Perkins was given an assist on that goal. Solomon is 5th of the season, and for Champlin Park, this is significant here as far as their series against Andover. Andover had gone 9-0-1 in their last 10 games against Champlin Park. This is the Rebels' first win over Andover since January 24th, 2015, a 3-1 win up at the Andover Community Center, and the first win for Champlin Park here at the Champlin Ice Forum against Andover since January 2011. That was a 6-2 win for Champlin Park. So, and the Rebels stay undefeated. They go to 4-0, and Andover goes 0-4. Your final thoughts here, Pete, on this one tonight?
You know, a great night. A lot of penalties. Teams weren't real good on the power play, but even strength. Champlin Park gets that last opportunity and puts it away. And they're a team you're going to have to watch this year. I mean, they've got some dangerous players. Goaltending's good, but Andover, they'll be bouncing back, believe me.
An emotional night. This will be an emotional win for Champlin Park in memory of their former teammate who passed away last week from cancer, Max Akerson. If you're just joining us here at the tail end of the broadcast, feel free on the archive. You got to go back and watch the opening ceremonies here, the opening drop of the puck, and the announcements and things that took place earlier here today for Max is very special, is very well done. Big crowd here tonight, and the home team gets it done here in overtime. Champlin Park 3, Andover 2. The Rebels off to a nice 4-0 start, and Andover falls to 0-4. Next up for Champlin Park, we mentioned they don't play again until they go to Rogers. That'll be a week from tonight on Thursday. Andover right back at it. They'll host Moorhead coming up tomorrow night at Andover at 7 o'clock. You see our entire crew there. You see Max's number 35 goalie jersey, along with Pete Hayes. I'm Jim Erickson. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in here tonight. Thanks to our crew from the Champlin Ice Forum. Again, your final in overtime, Champlin Park 3 and the Andover Huskies 2. Thanks for watching tonight on QCTV Sports.